Now that we have our file open, we're going to label all the different parts of this wave. So let's first sort of zoom into one of them that we want to see. I can click on this window and then these boxes appear, so I can resize it. So you can size it according to your screen. And then I'm seeing a lot of different waves here, but I really want to see just a few of them. So if I go to the bottom here, you can see this wiggly arrow with that solid black line. If I go too far to the middle, you can see it doesn't have the solid black line. So I want to get to the left side, and I'm going to drag that off that way, and I'm going to do the same thing on this side. You can see it's kind of getting rid of those last few. So I don't really need to see much here. Let's try to get maybe about 4 seconds or so. I got from 5 to 9. I got about 4 seconds worth of data. Usually we're looking for somewhere around 4 to 6 seconds. It helps you be able to see this a lot more clearly. And right now, when I look at this, I can see I have some miscellaneous data in here, but it looks like I can find one of these waves. This one looks fairly close here. I can find the P, Q, R, S, and then this T right here. And then there is some residual drop below the line as it's kind of recentering. But this one looks like the clearest P to me. That one looks pretty good. This one, it's hard to kind of tell, a little harder to tell where that one is. That one looks like a pretty good one there. So you want to find a wave that you can really identify those P, Q, R, S, and T values very clearly. And you can, now that we've zoomed in, you can kind of scroll by moving your mouse to the middle here and clicking and dragging. But I kind of like this one right here. So I'm going to stop at this spot. The next thing you're going to do is identify what those wave values are. So we go back to the assignment, it says label P, Q, R, S, and T. And again, we have it identified on here. Now we have some extraneous information on this R graph. It kind of dips way down below at the end. So that oftentimes happens in EKGs. You're going to see some extra waveforms and things like that. It does not necessarily mean that your patient is dying. Just is kind of what happens. It's not always an indication. So if we go over to insert and click text annotation, then you can see it creates this thing. I'm just going to type R because R is really easy to identify. I'm going to put my R there and I capitalize that, and I'm going to click outside the box. You can see I just have the crosshair here, and that will finish that, finalize that. Now, if I move my mouse down to the end of that little line, you can see a finger appears. So if I wanted to choose this wave, I'm clicking and dragging, by the way. I want to choose this wave. I can place it right here at the tip, and then I can go to the box and that finger will appear again. And that's how you identify and label that. So you're going to have to go through and do all of them. And the next one would be maybe the Q, and don't hit enter because it'll put another line. Just click outside of it, and then you can place that where it needs to go. Just make sure that it doesn't cover up your graph. So place it in an appropriate spot. And once I've labeled all of the P, Q, R, S, and T on this graph, I'm going to take a screenshot. So I'm going to do a select screenshot on mine, and I'm going to screenshot just this region right here because I don't need to actually have the whole screen. And now that that screenshot is selected, then I can go here, back to the assignment. I added this little thing here, paste screenshot here of graphic labels. I can delete that and paste my screenshot right there. And that will show, hopefully, just all of them labeled. Make sure you have P, Q, R, S, and T for that. At that point, you are done with number 1.